UNIQLO. You either love it or you hate it. Some people say it's really basic fast fashion and other people say it's their go-to for basics. So is anything actually worth buying there? Let's go into store and let's find out. We're gonna look at the women's summer fashions, but don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the gentlemen. That video will come probably next week. And as usual, for all the clothes, we're gonna look at the construction, the fabric, and the fit with some try-ons. If this is your first time here, my name is Jen and I make fashion reviews here on YouTube. I also make short form content about fashion and beauty on TikTok, and I post my outfits on Instagram, so check out all of those. Before we go check out the clothes, you have to get this face ready to go out. I recently discovered Merit products 2 weeks ago and I have not stopped using them since. If you haven't heard of Merit before, it's a luxury brand, as you can tell by the gorgeous packaging, and they're actually priced 30% below traditional luxury brands. And all of their products are formulated with non-comedogenic ingredients, meaning they won't clog your pores. That's especially good for people like me who still get acne sometimes. First step, I'm gonna apply the Minimalist. This is a complexion stick that has replaced both my foundation and my concealer. And I usually just like to apply it directly on my face like this, really only in the center where I have redness, just to even out my skin tone. And I usually like to blend it with my fingers, or you can use their brush, the number 1. And you can see how easy it is to blend. It's just seamless, and it adds a little bit of color to my face as well. I'll show you a little before and after. Next, I like to use their Flush Bomb Cream Blush. This is in shade Beverly Hills, and I like to just apply this with my fingers as well on my cheeks, or you can apply it directly on your cheeks like this. It's a soft peach color, and I think it just adds a really beautiful flush. You can also apply this with a brush, and I'm gonna take a bit on a brush like that, apply a little bit on my nose for that healthy glow, and wow, it just blends like a dream. Next is lip color. This is their signature lip in ginger, and I'm someone who's bad at matching my blush to my lipstick, so the combo of Beverly Hills Flush Bomb and ginger lipstick, this is a great combo, and you'll see how great it looks even though they're not the same color. And I have worn this lipstick to work several times. It feels hydrating, it's super easy to apply, glides beautifully. But if you prefer a glossy lip, their Shea Slick lip oil, it's fantastic. It feels so nice on the lips. And look at that beautiful shine. Not sticky at all. And the last step I like to do is their Day Glow. This is just their stick highlighter. I like to melt it a bit with my fingers and then apply it with my fingers directly. You see that bit of golden glow that it adds to my skin. I love that it's not sparkly, it just adds that glowing from within look. The 4 items I use in this video are in the set called the Glow Set. You get the Shea Slick, the Flush Bomb, the Day Glow, and the Signature Lip, and you can choose your own colors for each of these items. Compared to buying them separately, you actually save 16 USD or 22 Canadian dollars. And all first-time orders come with this cute makeup bag called the Signature Bag. So we're ready, let's go to the mall and let's check out the clothes. Before we look at the clothes, I want to start with some context. I think most people know it's a company from Japan, but what are they all about? So they're all about lifewear, and lifewear is defined as clothing designed to make everyone's life better. This is from their website. It goes on to say it's simple, high quality, everyday clothing with a practical sense of beauty. It's ingenious in detail, designed with life needs in mind, and is always evolving. How I interpret that is that they make clothes that are practical, functional, and effortless. But it's one thing to want to do something and another to actually do it. So let's see if their clothes actually meet that standard. And a big part of the store today is all about t-shirts. And I think this makes sense for the brand because when I think about clothes that are easy and suitable for every day, t-shirts definitely come to mind. And they have a lot of options. Let's look at this one a bit more closely. This is the crew neck short sleeve t-shirt from UNIQLO U. And UNIQLO U is a collaboration between UNIQLO and French designer Christophe Lemaire. He's worked at brands like Lacoste and Hermes. Now back to the t-shirt. This is a 100% cotton t-shirt, and it comes in so many colors. Whenever I shop for t-shirts, I always take a look at the white one to see how sheer it is, because my pet peeve is buying a white t-shirt that's completely sheer. This one in particular was not that sheer. You can't really see my fingers through the fabric. For $20, I say that's pretty good. Looking at the inside of the sleeve, there's no excess fabric and the sewing looks quite neat. On the outside of the sleeve, you see tiny vertical stitches. This is a nice change from your typical horizontal stitches. The same stitching is on the bottom of the t-shirt. The only critique I have for this t-shirt is that the ribbing they use for the neckline is a slightly different shade of pink than the fabric they use for the body. I'm not sure if you can see it on video, but the neckline is slightly whiter. Now let's go try it on, and you can see it's not sheer at all. I'm trying on a size medium. The fit is very classic. I like the length and the sleeve length. You can see on the back, you can't see my bra through the shirt at all. I actually do have this t-shirt from last year, and I can tell you that it washes very well. It does not pill, so this definitely gets a thumbs up from me. Moving on to the bra top collection. So this is essentially a collection of tank tops that have a built-in bra. And I think this is super unique because I haven't seen any other company do this, or do it well at least. There are about 8 different styles in this collection, and we don't have time to go through them all, but if you're interested in a more in-depth review of each one, let me know in the comments. Today we're going to look at the rib crop bra sleeveless top, and I think this is the most popular. This one actually costs more than the t-shirt at $35, and the shell fabric is mostly cotton, 97% with some spandex. The bra on the inside contains more polyester. It comes in several solid colors and some prints like these stripes, and they also came out with these new black and white ones. Looking at the sewing on these, it is very good. The stitches are small, even, and neat. On the inside, I really love that the cups are sewn down because I have sports bras with cups that are not sewn down, and I find it super annoying to have to arrange the cups every time I want to wear that top. You can see there's some mesh between the cups. I like that there's a thick elastic band at the bottom of the bra that's going to give you nice support, and there's no underwire, so you know it's going to be comfortable. And the elastic band does go all the way around the shirt, and there's also paneling on the back to give you support. But if you look at the cups, these cups are not meant for my big breasted girlies. I feel like if you're anything above a C or a D cup, these tops are not going to accommodate you as well. It's unfortunate, but it also makes sense because this is a Japanese company with a primarily East Asian target audience. I'm trying on a size small here, and it fits really nice. I'll say I wish it was a bit longer so I can tuck it into my shirt because right now it feels more like a crop top. That being said, it's very comfortable, it's very wearable. I think it looks a bit more high-end too because of the contrast ribbing. I can definitely see Reformation selling this for $80, $90. And I actually have this top in black and white, so they're definitely staples in my closet. So again, another thumbs up. As I was browsing, I did come across this satin long sleeve blouse, so let's take a look. This is a 100% polyester item. I was definitely intrigued because I really like the shine and the sheen of the fabric. Usually the problem with satin is that it snags very easily, but you can see here I'm running my fingernail gently across the fabric and no loose threads are coming up, so I know this is not going to snag easily. They did iron some pleats into the sleeve, but I have a feeling that these pleats will come out once you steam or iron the shirt yourself. The shirt at the front of the rack looked really nice, but the ones behind it were a little bit wrinkly. Looking at the cuff, you can see how nice the sewing is. The stitches are small, the cuff is uniform, and I like how they match the color of the buttons to the color of the shirt, because sometimes the button will lean more yellow. Looking at the inside, everything looks great here too. Everything is straight, no loose threads, no clumps, no missing stitches. We can see the neat edges and sharp corners on other areas of the shirt, all pointing to good construction. Stitching on the collar looks nice too, all equal distance from the edge. And again, nice tiny even stitches. And for this particular shirt, we do want the stitches to be tiny because the fabric is very delicate. When I tried it on, it was a bit sheer. You can kind of see my bra strap at the shoulder here. Otherwise, I think it fit really nicely, a very classic work blouse. It felt really nice and silky on my body, and even though it looks like silk, it's machine washable, because real silk is usually dry clean only and it's really hard to get stains out of it. So my only critique for the shirt is that it's a little bit sheer and it's not wrinkle resistant even though it's polyester. I would probably rate this one a 7 out of 10. Moving on to a different type of shirt, this is their premium linen shirt, and it's only $50. Linen shirts are such a staple for the summer, and if you're looking for one, this is probably one of the least expensive options. This one again comes in many different colors, and it is in fact 100% linen. Now looking at the fabric, I am very impressed, because usually what happens with linen is that it looks kind of bumpy and sometimes there are irregularities in the yarn, but you can see this one is very smooth and very uniform. In terms of the construction, you can see again stitches are tiny, just like the silk shirt that we saw. I like the choice of buttons for this shirt too, and the buttonholes look very neat as well. The placket also looks really nicely sewn, as well as the stitches on the collar. And we see the same quality on the inside and outside of the cuff. Now trying it on, I think the fit is very similar to the silk blouse we saw earlier. I am also trying on a size small, but I think the fit is very nice. The sleeves are not too long. The fabric felt nice and breathable on my body. Honestly, no complaints. If you wanted an oversized look, you can definitely size up too. So this one is definitely a winner, 10 out of 10 for me. Moving on to their dress pants, these are called a pleated white pants, and I actually have them in gray. And I can already tell you they are a wardrobe staple for me. I wear them at least once or twice a week. And for reference, I'm about 160 centimeters or 5'3", and these are the perfect length for me to wear with sneakers. But there is a longer version if you're taller. And if you're somewhere in between, I love that they have a free alteration service. Now, I used to be in a camp that the best dress pants are made from wool, and that's because when you think about fine suiting, it's usually made from wool. And these pants are absolutely not wool, they are actually a blend, 66% polyester, 28% rayon, and 6% spandex. If I see this composition anywhere else, I may be skeptical. But since I have personal experience of wearing these pants and laundering them, I can tell you they perform just as well as wool suiting, with the added benefit that they're anti-wrinkle and they're not dry clean only, you can actually throw them in a washing machine. In terms of construction, you can see that the sewing is on par with their other products. The zipper here is nicely installed and it is bias bound. The waistband is actually reinforced so it doesn't scrunch up, and I really like that detail. The pockets on these are actually fairly large and I really like that too. There's about a 1-inch hem allowance and you can see the sewing on the inside is really nice. And I've had these pants for over a year and there's no pilling. I'm trying on a navy blue pair just to show you, but I know how they fit since I have the gray one. And I think they're just a great everyday, comfortable, and practical pair of trousers. Moving on to this suiting jacket, this is called the Air Sense jacket. This one's actually 100% polyester for the lining and the shell. But unlike most suiting jackets, this one's also machine washable. So this jacket is a summer jacket, so it's partially lined, and for the seams that are exposed, it is bias bound. To be honest, the sewing at the armhole where the bias bounding is not the neatest, but it's not the end of the world because no one can see it. Other than that, the rest of the sewing looks immaculate. It's got pretty large pockets, which is really nice, and unlike most jackets, it actually has an interior pocket as well. Personally, I like the choice of buttons. For blazers, I don't love it when they match the color of the button to the jacket itself. I think it looks kind of cheap. And these buttons are reinforced, which is a good sign. That means they won't fall off as easily. Unfortunately, the buttons on the cuff are fake. And typically there are 4 buttons, but this one only has 3. The sewing on the inside of the sleeve looks great too. And of course, we always have to check the lapels for symmetry. And these two look symmetrical to me. There is a bit of creasing on the jacket, probably just from storage, but I like that you can't see the seam allowance. I'm trying on a size large here because I like the oversized fit. And when I tried it on, I realized there is no shoulder padding. So this is definitely a more relaxed, casual type of jacket. Personally, I found the fabric to be a bit scratchy for me, and unlike the pants, it was not similar to a wool jacket at all. This one kind of reminds me of Activewear. And you can see in the back here, it does have a back vent. So in general, I think the construction is quite good, especially at this price point. But the fit and the fabric are a little bit too casual for me. So I would give this one an 8 out of 10. Lastly, I have to try on a dress, and I saw this on a mannequin and I thought it was really cute. This is called the volume sleeve dress, and this one has a 100% cotton shell with a petticoat or liner dress that's 100% polyester. Right off the bat, I really like the print. I think it's really cute and whimsical, and they do have the petticoat in a plastic bag, which is not something you see often. The fabric is definitely a little sheer, so I'm really glad they included that liner dress. I think the elastics at the sleeve look really nice, but I did notice the stitching on the front looks like it's coming apart a little bit. But I do like how thin and delicate the straps are, and there is a shirring detail on the waist to give you some shape. I always look at the hem to make sure the sewing looks right, and it does. Now try it on. I don't know why, but the design of this dress makes my chest look much larger than it is. But I like the puff sleeves, I like the midi length. I actually am trying it on without the liner, and I found it to be not that sheer, maybe because of the print. I think this is a great choice for summer. It's very light and breathable since it's 100% cotton. This dress is not really my style, but I think it's really cute regardless. Gets a thumbs up from me. And just briefly touching on their activewear, I have these t-shirts at home and I love them for working out. Their Aerism collection is really great for wicking off sweat and keeping you cool. And the leggings they have is super similar to Lululemon lines at a fraction of the cost, and I really love that they have pockets on the side so you can store your phone or keys or something like that. That being said, similar to the lines, I do find they pill a little bit. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next week where we're going to go over to the men's side and review some of the items there. See you next time. Bye.